The Miraculous Ladybug Season 3 episode titled Kwamibuster is really more interesting than it feels like it should be, as we open up at school. Ugh, the horror, the horror! As we see our gang of kids all studying and learning and all that good stuff. Meanwhile, Plag and Tiki, mostly Plag, has gone after this bit of cheese that he says keeps reappearing every time he eats it. He keeps finding it in the same place, he keeps eating it, and it keeps reappearing. But this in turn is actually a plan by Mrs. How do you say it? Maldive? Mandaleve? Mandaleve. I knew I was going to have a hard time pronouncing her name. Miss Mandaleve has observed Plag, and on occasion Tiki, I would assume, coming in and just being these strange creatures, and she's intent on capturing them and studying them, finding them to be extraterrestrial beings. But because of the natures of Tiki and Plag, they're easily able to escape Miss Mandaleve. However, she obtained video footage of them. Unfortunately, Kwame's can't be caught on camera, so that doesn't work out too well for her. Meanwhile, we have a moment where Tiki talks to Marinette about basically the fact that Marinette seems to be doodling in her journal and hides it from Tiki, and they have this discussion about trust, and Marinette says that she trusts Tiki entirely, without question. However, once Marinette goes to bed, Tiki finds Plag on the roof, and they discuss the fact that Plag really hacked up. They're really kind of feeling that Miss Mandaleve might actually be more of a problem than they initially think, and feel that they should probably tell Marinette or Master Fu about what happened. However, Plag plays it off, saying, "We can't be caught on camera. We can move through physical objects. What's the worst that could happen?" Only for the next day for us to find out that Miss Mandaleve is actually going to be appearing on a television show about proving things to a panel of judges. And, Tiki and Plag kind of realize what this probably means, as Miss Mandaleve presents all of her findings to the panel of judges and the audience at large, with most people not believing her whatsoever, as the footage just shows some cheese slowly disappearing, and that's about it, and the weird drawings. Of course, nobody's going to believe that, but Marinette as well as Adrian immediately connect the dots. And Adrian does notice Marinette leaving the same time he does to go to the bathroom. Marinette questions Tiki about the fact that this is very much something that Tiki should have told her about, and she even connects the dots together that if both Tiki and Plag were in the same place in the school, that must mean that Cat Noir is a student at her school. And Marinette is kind of down on Tiki for keeping this from her, because she questions whether or not she should believe a lot of what Tiki says now. She wonders if maybe there might be a bit of mistrust between them now. But, you know, Tiki apologizes for not keeping Plag in check, and so they have to kind of figure out what they're going to do from here on out. Meanwhile, Miss Mandaleve actually gets rejected in terms of her finding, with no one believing anything that she's shown to them. This leaves her a prime target for Hawkmoth, as the Akuma possesses her camera, turning her into the Kwamibuster, with her now gaining knowledge of the Kwamis through Hawkmoth. Meanwhile, Adrian is talking to Plag about the fact that he hacked up big time. Big time. With even Adrian connecting the dots that if both Tiki and Plag were together within the school, that means Ladybug must go to this school. However, in comes Kwame Buster onto the TV show, locking the host inside a safe and dropping it from the studio heights. Marinette sees all of this, realizing that she needs to go and rescue the guy. And while Adrian actually starts to catch on that maybe Marinette is Ladybug. Plag tells him to put it as far from his mind as possible until they can get everything worked out. So Ladybug shaves the TV host, Cat Noir arrives on the scene, and they do battle with the Kwamibuster. All the time, Ladybug calling out Cat Noir on not being able to control his Kwami and Plague basically getting them into this mess. However, when Ladybug is distracted, Kwami Buster manages to hit her with her beam, which draws Tiki out of the Miraculous, leaving Marinette powerless. So, in order to help Marinette get away and not be discovered, and then potentially even have her Miraculous taken away from her, he activates his Cataclysm, destroying a billboard, bringing it down on the roof, allowing Marinette to get away. And as Cat Noir does battle with the Kwami Buster, he gets captured as well. Tiki ends up being sucked in, and the backpack, which is just completely impassable. They can't get through because it's made of magic, not physical matter. So Adrian does manage to sneak away and find the Banana Man costume, while Marinette arrives at Master Fu's place, and he tells her to choose a Miraculous to help her, fight back against the Kwami Buster. But instead of taking one Miraculous, she takes them all, with Master Fu warning against this, as while she does take the mouse, only primarily use the mouse Miraculous, becoming multi-mouse, the side effects of having this many Miraculous on her are very dire. Having this much on could really be fatal towards her. But Marinette perseveres. She activates the Mouse Miraculous's ability of multiplying, although in smaller versions of yourself. She then combines several different Miraculous together in order to use their power, namely the Fox and Mouse Miraculous. And with the help of the Kwami, they fly out in order to save Adrian in the banana costume from the Kwami Buster as all the Kwamis come rushing in. Meanwhile, primarily, Multi Mouse asks Adrian to give her the cat miraculous so that she can free Plague from within. So as the various Kwami end up being captured, that allows Multi-Mouse to get in, use the power of both the Ladybug Miraculous as well as the Cat Miraculous to activate Cataclysm to destroy the akumatized device, freeing Miss Mandalay from a possession. She, Multibug then uses the Lucky Charm in order to bring out a bowl in order to keep the Akuma, from flying off. Um, Multicat, Multibug, whatever she ends up being called, gives the cat ring back to Cat Noir. He transforms back. We then have Multi-Fox use the power of the Fox Miraculous to create an illusion of Ladybug, talking with Multi-Mouse, and it being revealed that Multi-Mouse is Marinette Dupang Chang, who gives the Mouse Miraculous too many M's, too many goddamn M's, gives the Mouse Miraculous back to Ladybug. And unfortunately, because she's revealed her secret identity to Cat Noir, which I'm just like, but Cat Noir already knew the secret identity of other Miraculous holders, so it doesn't make much sense. So, they give the whole spiel of, oh, Marinette Dupang Chang can never be a Miraculous holder again, and Ladybug takes Marinette home. But before they go, Cat Noir plays it off that, oh, I don't know why Plague went to that elementary school. Well, so making it seem like he didn't even know what kind of school it was. So as they, Ladybug and Marinette leave, Miss Mandalay tries to convince Cat Noir to help her prove that she's not crazy and she saw the creatures that she did. Cat Noir declines, unfortunately, but Hawkmoth is all the more intent on finding these Kwami and creating a legion of supervillains. However, after Cat Noir and Miss Mandalay leave, we see that Multifox having used her Mirage abilities, it actually extended farther than that, as it encompassed the entirety of the roof. She dispels the Mirage. We see her, finally kind of come together, free the Akuma, de-evilize the Akuma, and set everything right, with all the Kwamis being freed now. So, Marinette returns all the miraculous back to Master Fu, and as she leaves, Master Fu is actually deeply impressed that Marinette was able to wield so many miraculous, because having done so, she's done something that no other miraculous holder in history has ever done. So that goes to show that there's something definitely special about Marinette, something that we'll hopefully see developed in the next episode. But tell me your thoughts and feelings towards this episode. How did you feel about the various um, Kwame's just being, seen fully on display for the first time in a good while, since at least last season? It was actually kind of interesting to see their designs, but, it was also nice seeing Ladybug use other powers, because, the fusion of two different abilities, we don't really see that, so that was interesting as well. So we got to see a few nice combinations, and I'm interested to see if we'll ever actually see more of that in the future. That would be pretty interesting, but I wonder who's going to end up getting these various other miraculous, because anyone can get a miraculous. Nobody has to just be one um, miraculous user. You can use any miraculous anytime, anywhere, but is there a possibility that at one point Cat Noir might be found out? What happens then? It really does raise a lot of questions, but tell me your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. Let me know how you felt towards this episode and where you would like to see the idea of multi-use miraculous in the future. And until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Do all the subscribe bell, whatever, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.